And now, BX Forever presents another RPG deep dive.
All right, so we're diving into King's Festival, this classic D&D module all about rescuing a kidnapped cleric from some orcs.
Yes.
Sounds like an adventure to me.
It's a good one.
So we're in Karameikos,
Right.
a relatively new kingdom.
Yeah.
Bit of a history of conflict, right?
Absolutely. Adds a nice layer of tension to the setting.
So the King's Festival gets interrupted by an orc raid on Stalinford.
That's where our story begins.
Talk about bad timing. So the orcs kidnap this cleric named Erlich, and a group of adventurers has to save him.
Yes.
What can you tell me about the pre-generated characters?
Well, you have your classic D&D archetypes.
Yeah.
You've got your fighter, cleric, elf, thief, magic user, and dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
But each one has a unique backstory and personality.
I always love a good backstory.
Yeah.
Give us some juicy details.
Well, take the dwarf, for example.
Okay.
He loves dungeons, loves taverns, but he also struggles with his clan's honorable traditions and his desire for treasure.
Interesting.
So there's some internal conflict there.
Yeah, that could play out in some interesting ways.
Right.
What about the thief?
Oh, the thief.
Any moral dilemmas there?
Well, his tutor encourages him to use his skills for good, but then brags about stealing a valuable urn. So it makes you wonder what choices he's going to make when he's in the dungeon.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
So let's talk about this dungeon.
Okay.
It's a 2-level dungeon.
Yes.
What can you tell us about the first level?
Well, it's your classic dungeon crawl.
Okay.
Full of orcs, traps, and treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Designed to be challenging but manageable for a beginner group.
Okay.
You know, torchlit corridors,
Yeah.
orcs guarding their territory.
Classic.
Yeah. And a few surprises along the way.
Ooh, I love surprises.
Yeah. Well, give me an example. Let's talk about the watery cavern.
Okay.
It's not just orcs.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a giant ferret and a young, horned chameleon lizard.
Whoa.
And that lizard is particularly nasty. It can shoot its tongue out, drag a character right to its mouth for a bite.
Oh, no.
You go in expecting a fight with some orcs, and suddenly you're wrestling a lizard.
Exactly.
It highlights the importance of strategy.
You can't just charge in blindly.
Exactly.
So I hear there's a ferret trainer on this level.
Oh, yeah.
Not too fond of elves?
He is described as exceptionally large and ugly.
Oh, my.
And he has a fanatic hatred for elves.
So if you have an elf in the party...
Yeah, things could get interesting.
Do they try to talk their way past him?
Maybe.
Or do they prepare for a fight?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good role-playing opportunity.
Yeah.
What else can we expect on this level?
Well,
Anything else?
there's a rather disturbing scene with an orc lieutenant and his pet.
Oh.
Imagine a halfling
Okay.
chained to the floor with a giant spider stalking him.
Oh, no.
Emphasizes the cruelty of the orcs.
And the need to save Erlich quickly.
Exactly.
I assume all paths eventually lead to the orc chief.
That's right. The climax of the level is in the orc chief's throne room.
Mm-hmm.
He's a powerful warrior, surrounded by lieutenants,
Okay.
and even an orc spellcaster.
A spellcaster.
Yeah.
Now things are getting serious. So what does he cast?
He can cast magic missile, and the module mentions a table in the room
Okay.
that could block the player's line of sight, giving him time to prepare.
Wow, clever design.
Makes you think tactically
Mm-hmm.
about positioning.
You have to use your brains as well as your brawn.
Absolutely.
So let's say our heroes defeat the orc chief and rescue Erlich.
Okay.
What happens next?
Well, that's where things get interesting.
Ooh, I like interesting.
Erlich is grateful for the rescue,
Yeah,
but he senses a deeper evil lurking in the lower levels.
a deeper evil.
And he urges the party to investigate further.
Oh, what kind of evil?
That's the mystery.
Ooh.
He hints that the orcs might have uncovered something ancient and powerful
Mm-hmm.
while excavating their lair.
Oh, yeah.
And this evil is threatening to spread.
Sounds like we're about to descend into something much darker and more dangerous.
Definitely.
I can't wait to explore this second level with you, but first, I need to catch my breath.
Uh-huh. Take your time.
Yeah.
The second level is not for the faint of heart.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm ready to delve into the depths of this dungeon.
Right.
What awaits our heroes on this second level?
Prepare yourself. There's a shift in atmosphere.
Oh.
The second level's unlit,
Okay.
filled with scuttling sounds
Ooh, spooky.
and a lingering sense of dread.
No more torches.
No more torches. They'll have to rely on Erlich's continual light gem
Okay.
to pierce the darkness.
So the module itself is telling the players to proceed with caution.
Right.
What's the first challenge they face in this subterranean labyrinth?
Almost immediately, they stumble upon the Cavern of the Worms.
It's a Cavern of the Worms.
And these aren't your garden variety earthworms.
Okay.
Red worms with poisonous bites that burst out of the ground in a surprise attack.
Yikes.
Sounds like a nasty welcome to the second level.
Is there any way to avoid these creepy crawlies?
Well, the worms have burrowed a tunnel, too small for most characters to enter.
Okay.
But if the party has a halfling...
The classic small character fits in tight spaces trope.
Exactly.
I love it.
He might be able to squeeze through.
To explore further,
Yes.
what awaits them on the other side of this worm tunnel?
The tunnel leads to an old burial chamber.
Okay.
Several stone tombs.
Hmm.
It might seem like a promising place to find treasure,
Yeah.
but appearances can be deceiving in a dungeon.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this. What kind of deception are we talking about?
Well, for starters, there's a carrion crawler lurking in the chamber.
Oh, a carrion crawler, 8 tentacles, paralysis attacks.
Definitely not something you want to encounter.
Especially in a dark, enclosed space.
Exactly.
But let's say they managed to deal with this carrion crawler.
Okay.
What about the tombs themselves? Are they filled with ancient riches?
That's the twist.
What?
The tombs are completely empty.
Empty.
But
Oh.
a perceptive player might notice signs of recent disturbance, suggesting that someone or something has already looted this chamber.
Okay.
So they're following in the footsteps of an unknown entity.
That adds a whole new layer of mystery to the adventure.
Right.
And the mystery deepens with their next encounter.
Yes.
The Ghoul Cavern.
The Ghoul Cavern.
Tell me more about this ghoul.
Imagine a snarling, half-human creature lunging from the shadows.
Okay, I'm officially creeped out. What makes this ghoul so terrifying?
Well, aside from its grotesque appearance and frenzied hatred, its signature attack is paralysis.
Paralysis.
One touch,
Oh.
and a character could be frozen in fear.
And then the ghoul just closes in for the kill.
Exactly.
Hopefully they have some way to counter that paralysis.
Yeah.
So what happens after this ghoul encounter? Does the dungeon get any less terrifying?
Unfortunately, no. Things are about to get even more skeletal.
Oh.
The party soon finds themselves facing 2 chambers
Okay.
filled with skeletons.
Skeletons, like the animated kind.
The very same.
Oh, boy.
But these aren't your typical shambling skeletons.
Okay.
They're shield-wielding warriors,
Ooh.
strategically placed to attack from multiple directions.
Okay.
They even utilize a secret door
Oh, no.
to ambush the party from behind.
So they have to fight off a horde of skeletons, and they also have to worry about being surrounded.
Exactly. And to make matters worse,
Oh.
skeletons are immune to sleep and charm spells.
So some of the usual crowd control tactics won't work.
Exactly.
This second level is a real gauntlet.
It is.
Sounds like they'll need to be at the top of their game to survive.
Yeah.
Are there any rewards to be found amidst all this danger?
Well, aside from the standard equipment and treasure that orcs carry,
Yeah.
the real prize lies beyond the skeleton chambers.
Okay.
But to reach it, they have to navigate a treacherous rubble pile.
Yeah.
And you know, a D&D dungeon wouldn't be complete
Yeah.
without some hidden dangers.
What kind of danger are we talking about this time?
This time it's snakes.
Snakes?
Giant racers lurking within the rocks,
Oh.
ready to strike at anyone who disturbs their nest.
Another opportunity to use their skills and abilities.
Exactly.
So what awaits them on the other side of this rubble pile? Are they finally getting close to the source of this mysterious evil?
They are indeed.
Okay.
But first, they must overcome one final obstacle.
One final obstacle.
One that involves beetles.
Beetles. Really? What kind of beetles could possibly stand between our heroes and their final confrontation?
Giant beetles, of course.
Giant beetles.
They lurk in a cavern filled with rocks,
Okay.
pools of water, and fungus.
So not friendly dung-rolling beetles.
No. They're described as having thick, black mandibles,
Oh, gosh.
constantly probing for food.
I can picture it now. The party, weary from their battles, cautiously exploring this damp, eerie cavern. And then the sound of chitinous legs scraping against stone.
Yes.
Followed by the sight of those giant mandibles snapping towards them.
It's a scene designed to instill a sense of dread,
It sounds terrifying.
and it perfectly sets the stage for what awaits them beyond
Yeah.
the beetle lair, the heart of this corrupted place.
The beetle lair. That sounds ominous.
It is.
What can you tell us about this place?
Well, it's more than just a home for insects.
Okay.
It's a place where something sinister has taken root.
Ooh. Ooh.
Something that has corrupted the natural order.
Okay.
And threatens to spread its influence beyond the dungeon walls.
Okay, now I'm really hooked.
Right.
Tell me more about the sinister force.
Yeah.
Who or what is behind this whole mess?
The mastermind behind this dungeon's descent into darkness is a figure both intriguing and terrifying.
Okay.
A chaotic cleric named Patridis.
A chaotic cleric. Now, that's a concept I haven't encountered before.
It's like a complete perversion of everything a cleric is supposed to represent.
Yeah, instead of healing and protecting life, he's spreading death and decay.
Exactly, and he surrounded himself with loyal, undead servants.
Okay.
3 skeletons and a ghoul,
They sound tough.
all ready to defend their master against intruders.
So this is it. This is the final showdown, the climax of the entire adventure.
It is.
A chaotic cleric wielding the power of undeath, battling a group of brave adventurers in a cavern, crawling with giant beetles and littered with the bones of his victims.
It's going to be epic.
What more could you ask for?
And it's not just a straightforward battle of strength against strength. Patridis possesses a unique ability
What is it?
that makes him even more formidable.
Oh, okay.
He can drain the life force from his enemies
Oh, wow.
to heal himself.
That's both fascinating and terrifying.
Right.
But of course, our heroes won't go down without a fight.
Indeed, and that's where things get really interesting.
Wait, what do you mean? What happens after they defeat the big bad evil guy?
Well, consider this.
Yeah.
The party has cleansed the dungeon of its immediate threat. But what about the lingering corruption? This place has been twisted and defiled by Patridis' dark magic.
Okay.
What do they do with it?
That's a great point.
Right.
Do they try to cleanse the area somehow?
Yeah.
Or simply walk away and hope for the best?
It's a decision with far-reaching consequences.
Right, and it highlights one of the most compelling aspects of D&D. The choices you make as a player can have a lasting impact on the game world.
Absolutely.
This has been an incredible deep dive into King's Festival.
It has.
We've explored its secrets, uncovered its hidden depths,
Yeah.
and faced its challenges.
We have.
But now it's time to turn things over to our listener.
Indeed, now it's your turn to step into the role of adventurer.
So, listener, what will you do?
Yeah.
Will you follow in the footsteps of the pre-generated characters? Or will you forge your own path?
Great.
Through this dungeon of danger and intrigue?
The choices are yours to make.
Will you prioritize the rescue of Erlich? Yeah.
Or will you delve deeper into the mysteries of the second level?
It's up to you.
And remember,
Yes.
the most valuable treasures aren't always gold and gems.
Right.
Sometimes the greatest reward is the knowledge and experience you gain along the way.
So embrace the challenge.
Yes.
Explore the dungeons.
Yeah.
Face the monsters. And discover the hero within yourself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into King's Festival.
It was my pleasure.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep rolling those dice.
See them?